Hello, so I'm trying to do something a little bit different here. Basically, since this is my second to last day on the very low calorie diet, I decided that I'm going to bring you in my kitchen, which is a mess. It's always a mess. I'm not necessarily going to show you around though, so it doesn't matter. But I did want to mention a couple things that I just felt were key for me for this round. So one of them is, before I eat, I'm going to show you, hopefully this is going to work, my dinner. And this is what I do. Here I'm just having one vegetable, tomatoes, one piece of meat, that's 100 grams there. It's thicker, so it looks small, but it's thick. And lots of salt. That's the key to making all this boring food not be too terrible. I was eating strawberries every day, and I never thought it would happen, but it did. A couple days ago, I got sick of strawberries, so I've just been having an apple, which, just a second. These are the best apples. I don't know exactly what kind it is, but it's an organic apple. It's nice and crisp, and the thing to do when you buy your apples is make sure you can smell them. If you can't smell them through the bag, they're not going to taste good. I'm just saying. The same with my tomatoes, because I buy them like this on the vine, and I smell them, and I look like a crazy person. But if I don't smell the tomato taste that I want, then I don't buy them. So anyway, that's my tomatoes. Another thing that's really key, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this to you. Let's see if I can get this. See that? That's my George Foreman grill. If it wasn't for my George Foreman grill, I would be crazy, because I was eating boiled meat for my first round for a long time, until I think my mom gave that to me, but I don't remember. But anyway, so the George Foreman grill works really good, and if anybody was starting HCG, I would say make sure you buy a George Foreman grill. This is like a small one. If I was not eating 100 grams, it would hold one chicken breast, I think. I think I could cook two 100 grams next to each other on there. It's small, but that's worked out perfectly for me. The food is done in less than 5 minutes, especially if it's beef and I don't want it overcooked. The chicken, maybe a little bit longer, but usually I cut it so it's thinner, because if you cut it thick, then it takes a long time to cook. So I'll slice that in half, and it's kind of two pieces, but it cooks faster. So those are two things. Another thing I wanted to tell you, and this is going to feel weird, so hold on one second. Another thing I wanted to tell you is this this website address, because this is where I've gotten a lot of my phase 3 recipes. They're not all appropriate for phase 3, so you have to read through the ingredients, but this is www.genaw.com, and it's like Linda's low carb recipes, I think is what it is. So just in case Linda ever checks this out, hi Linda, thanks. So one thing that are really helpful for me are the revolution rolls, and they're in her website as improved revolution rolls, so I don't know what the ones were before, but and these call for Splenda, which I don't use. I use stevia. So what I recently read was that 1 teaspoon of Splenda is a 1/4 teaspoon of stevia, or 2 to 3 drops if you use liquid of stevia. So that's what I do, and that's fine. And the thing with stevia is, if you're using it and you get too much in there, you can make it bitter. So you have to be really careful that you don't get too much stevia in your food. In fact, if you think, I don't like stevia because it's so bitter, then you're probably using too much, and you think, oh, it's not sweet enough, so you put more in, and that makes it worse. Yeah. So stevia is really nice when it's just light and everything. Yeah. So anyway, so that's mostly what I wanted to tell you. I also have had a lot of success just going online and looking for things. Like, one thing Linda's website has are a lot of crustless quiches. Quiche is a great thing to make and keep for a couple days, for something that you can just heat up to eat when you're on phase 3, because you know it's very filling. It's going to be really savory and tasty and everything. Um, so I just want to let you know about that. And she's got a bunch of those. But like, sometimes I'll just do a Google search for crustless quiche or whatever I want to find, like recipes using stevia, ice cream with stevia. I saw a recipe that somebody put out there, and I feel like it was on YouTube, for raspberry ice cream, which I haven't tried yet because it's not phase 3 for me, but I intend to, and that is uh, crushed raspberries with thick yogurt and stevia, and I don't remember what else was in it, so I can't help you there, but it was something like that, and then mixed together and put in an ice cream freezer. So there are options. My husband and I have plans. We've got all these ice cream recipes because it's summer, so I'm going to get to do some ice cream. I'm just not going to put sugar in it, and I'm going to just put drop by drop of stevia into my ice cream in my bowl, just to see how much I want to put in it for the next time when I actually freeze it with the stevia in it, because stevia is touchy that way. So anyway, I can't think of anything else I wanted to say except that my weight's going down really slowly, so that's kind of cool. I'm not really sure, the first couple times it went down a lot during these 3 days, these 72 hours. But I started at 155, and I think I'm at 154.6. So I'm going down 0.2, basically a day, if you want to average that. And I don't know, I think that happens when you get closer to your ideal weight or your goal weight. And I feel like I'm 20 pounds over my ideal weight or goal weight. And talking about my tummy, I didn't get a chance to read if anybody responded to that. But belly fat, is a big deal. One thing I was wondering about, and it's kind of making me sad just the thought of it, but what if my belly fat is normal fat? What if that's something my body feels like it needs? It's not abnormal fat, so the HCG is not going to take it away. Well, there's always surgery, but I'm avoiding that by just using the HCG, so I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of weird. I'll be doing sit-ups and Pilates and riding my bike and everything, and so I just, hope it kind of naturally comes off, but we'll see, and I'll keep you updated for sure. I do know that the loose skin and the some of the fat tightened up on my last and first phase 3, so I know the HCG continues the reshaping process into phase 3, which is good news, so I'm not really freaking out about it here. So yeah, anyway, I guess that's all I really had to say. Sometimes I think I want to get into stuff really deep, and I want to talk about, past abuse and how that it gets in your mind and makes you overeat because you feel like you deserve comfort, or you feel like that's the only way you can comfort yourself. And being a Christian, I know in the church there's taboo ways of comforting yourself, and basically, and I don't want to offend anybody because I'm not bad-mouthing the church for sure, because I love the church. But, mostly I just think that we get in our head that, drinking's bad, drugs are bad, smoking's bad, all these things, which I've, done those things, but I don't now. And food's okay, right? And if gluttony is like one of the 7 deadlies, then I really think that gluttony is something we're not supposed to be indulging in either. So that makes food an illegal comfort thing too. which I don't want to put it in legalities because God is all about grace. Jesus' death, well, it can't be earned or bought. But, you know, I mean, he bought it. He paid for it. So I don't want to get confused there either. But I really think that we have to rethink that eating is just legal. Eating is just okay. And that if we're eating, we can eat what we want. It's not hurting anybody but ourselves. All that stuff is just all big lies because we do hurt other people and we hurt ourselves and we hurt God. And, you know, what kind of family member am I when I'm unhealthy, out of shape, eating to comfort myself instead of talking through issues? That's what I do. HCG has really brought that out for me, has made me realize that, you know, when I can't stuff my face with food to deal with an issue, I need to open my mouth and deal with it. So I'm amazed. Each round, I've done better with that. Each round, I've noticed we have less and less arguments because we're actually dealing with stuff. So this is a really weird day, not too hot, but very muggy and humid. So I'm feeling gross and my kitchen feels gross. I don't really want to be in here. So I'm going to say goodbye and I hope y'all get something out of this, and I'll be looking for responses and trying to respond back to you. For a while I was having a hard time responding. So if you're responding, don't think I'm not here. So bye.